So I showed in my last videos how I thought the ballistics report was going to line up nice and pretty because they were just going
Hurry.
to
You're
reload
gonna be faster than me. You
the
got her?
Oh,
projectile
it's recording.
Good.
Here, it's still
because it's
spinning.
not
It's
hard,
been
as you can
forever.
Like,
see, to
how long later? Like a minute
make a
almost?
patsy
Almost.
round, as I called it. Now it has
Since we
rifle
shot,
marks
it was
from
probably over
whatever
a minute.
rifle you want. You can
Don't
reload
start
that
to
into a
lose.
cartridge.
At least I can catch the end of it.
I
I
thought they
think I'm gonna
shot
have to
it
do that again.
from a coil
That's two
accelerator
times in a row we've...
so they could like protect the rifling marks from the when they shot it into some ice with Tyler's Patsy gun to make the Patsy round. So I thought they shot it out of some crazy camera thing. Uh they had like a coil accelerator, right? Like an electric gun. Because it would like magnetize it down the barrel and not damage it or mark it, so you'd still keep all the ballistics intact. But like they don't even have that, so it's like okay, like I, maybe like it got shot from farther, or maybe it was something else that some other kind of propellant that launched it or whatever. I'm not like totally sure about the microphone thing because I just I don't see how it could have like got him on the left side of the neck like that. Like I would think it would have went on the other side of his neck or whatever, but and like the poof in the shirt could be like when you get hit with a 30-06, I mean there's a big air pressure and big hydrostatic event, so like there's gonna be some poofing. So like I never really totally bought into the Rode wireless thing. I guess it's possible. Like I mean if you check out the dimensions of it, right? Like those are right there. It's like 45 millimeters, right? Um, like I don't think people realize how small the actual projectile inside of a 30-06 round is. Like it's tiny. Like it's all powder. Like that's why it has so much power and speed. Like it's a fast round. Like they're faster than 308 sometimes. Like people love this cartridge because it's just there's so much versatility in the cartridge to like put different powder sizes in there and specifically make rounds that are super fast or a little less hot or whatever. But look how tiny that projectile is comparatively, right? So like you could fit one of those inside a road mic. I mean, it's big enough to stick one of those in there, right? Like it's tiny, but I just don't it's possible. Okay, I just don't know how it could have gotten to the left side. I still think it would have went to the right side of his neck or whatever. It's the poofing of the shirt. Yes, it was upside down or whatever on the inside of his shirt. Okay, whatever. But like, I'm a big trajectory guy. Like, that's why I don't. Why it should have went the other side of his neck, and like, it didn't seem like it would. If it did catch him in the left side, it even it like a little over 1,000 FPS, which I think is what it hit him at. Maybe around 1,200 feet per second. It probably hit him at, judging by that pressure wave and how much damage. And I don't think it would have totally went through at that point. That's why I thought it was like a air rifle or a coil accelerator got me into this whole thing because I shoot a lot of different air powered guns, and it just seemed like a really high end Model One of those hit him, or maybe one of these coil accelerator things, right? Because electrics and batteries are getting into awesome territory. So some of those coil accelerator guns are just going to start being pretty titties too. And I bet the military's got awesome ones. But anyways, so you have to have trajectory, right? Like it should have. I think it hit him dead on, and like you can see how when the pressure wave hits his shirt, it kind of ruffles a little bit in that manner, like it's coming at him. Like I'm not totally discrediting the mic thing, but whatever. Here's the trajectory really matters to me. So like here's the trajectory, right? There's where Tyler was on the low C center, right here on this dot. That's 140 yards to where Charlie was sitting down here at this dot. Well, there's that other building right behind along the trajectory line of where everybody's saying he was, and there's video of him laying there, the freaking pixel laying there like Adventure from Atari. This spot is also in line, right? Behind him. I never thought of that. See, my initial thing was I thought he was in this spot, this balcony. And I found that footage from that France 24 reporter, and it says that he made the video, but he didn't make the video that he's showing. He's showing some that somebody uploaded from there, and like I cannot find out who uploaded that, but it shows him right in this spot, and he's not looking behind him. He's looking down here. Then he like struts around and comes back right to this same spot, and like it is just sus as hell. So like this spot right here is crucial. Like I think there's a tripod there, like I explained to my other ones, whatever. That's the first spot that I think is crucial. But then there's this spot because I didn't think about behind him, right? I'm like, okay, well, it hit him at 1,200 feet per second because it was a coil accelerator, right? Those don't shoot as fast as a 30-06. They did it from right here. They had to move it up. The military ones got punched, but not from that far away or whatever. So they got it all dialed in, whatever, with electrics and AI tracking and all this different technology shit to make sure the bullet's going to hit, right? Even with windage or whatever. Like it's sitting there calculating it on a tripod with a bunch of computing power behind it, like almost like an automated thing where somebody just presses a trigger button in their hand and the gun shoots, right? So anyways, aside from that, from back here, that changes things. Like I never thought of somebody back here. Like when you shoot from back here, that's 200 and like 70 meters, which is like 300 yards. So that's double the 140, right? So when you're getting into 300 yards now, you're starting to see some bullet drop on the velocity, not so much drop, but like the velocity, the muzzle velocity of a 30-06 starts to fall off. And now you're getting into the 1,200, 1,300 feet per second round. So maybe that's why they can't, the rifling marks are all screwed up because they reloaded it and shot it from an actual gun instead of like reloading it into a coil accelerator. Because from back here, you know, I at that distance, maybe the 30-06 hitting them, that makes sense, right? Because it just don't make sense that from 140 yards, because the round's cooking still. It's still going 2,500 feet per second from where they're saying he was. That would have just ripped him, Charlie, open. Like, seriously. But from back here, enough heat would have been off of that thing at that point to be more consistent with what we saw as far as the impact and the hydrostatic event and the wound channel and things like that. Like, trajectory, muzzle velocity, and the characteristics of the impact matter so much. Like, I'm still on, the said, like, it's a shot, right? They shot it, a gunshot. From a rifle from back here, or from some super coil accelerator assassination weapon thing like we seen from the Jackal when the kid's on the boat, right? With like gyroscopes and all this shit or whatever. Like just some crazy stuff. That would work too. Just doing it from back here would like the round would start losing, it would start going subsonic and just not do as much damage as everybody expected a 30-06 from 140 yards to do. So it's like that. It's just always been my thing, and like it's hard when you look at this place. It's like the way it's set up. The architecture is really crazy. There's lots of angles and there's balconies all over the place, and like that's why it was easy for him to get up on this roof apparently because there's like balconies over here. You can see that little bridge thing. Like he just hopped over there, right? Like so this spot right here that I originally talked about, this is raised up. So like, and look how that's raised up. So like when you do the Pythagorean on the triangle here, like these are all generally in line. So like this is raised up so it would enter Charlie almost the same way it would enter from where they said Tyler was if he shot from down here with the tripod thingy. It would be almost the same shot. Like looking at the wound channel where it came in, right? Like, and then same thing up here, like elevation wise. So like it's coming down at an angle where he's at. They're all relatively the same trajectory line. This is crucial stuff right here, right? So like it just it like if you look at ballistic data from ammo manufacturers, you can see like the round is cooking at 100, 140 yards. It's still going 2,400 feet per second, and it's hitting it over 2,000 feet pounds. Like that's what people expect to see. Wham! Right? Like you start getting into 300 yards plus, the bullet's getting subsonic. That's like 22 LR muzzle velocity here, right? And like that round's not that big. Like I showed you guys, they're not huge. It's the gunpowder behind it that makes it do so much damage because it's got so much muzzle velocity. It's all about the muzzle velocity, right? That's what set me off in the beginning. And you can see it starts to taper off really hard, and you're getting down into those subsonic ranges. Now, I just stopped at this one because I thought I saw some Federal's pretty standard, and everybody says it was ballistic tip or whatever. Not like it matters because this is like it could be shaped like a little tiny dildo. It doesn't matter, or a golf ball of that size. Like when an object is moving 2,000 feet per second, when it hits something stationary, there's an event, right? When something hits something under, you're talking supersonic and subsonic. When it hits it under that barrier, around the 12,000, 1,300 like feet pounds, like you're just the event is different, and you're just getting major fall off. Like as you get to those other distances, that's believable too. But to me, it's all about this sight line. They're saying he was here. It went in, from what I thought, into the front of him. Uh, Not totally discrediting the mic thing. I mean, anything's possible. I'm not out here to call people stupid or whatever. We're all pissing in the wind until we know what happens. So I'm out for the truth. I don't really pick sides. Uh, you know, I like to bust balls, but hey, who doesn't? I spent a lot of time with my grandpa's. And there's just these spots are important. So to me, there's three potential shooting locations. You got three possible shooters here. Could be this guy, right? Just shooting from a longer distance. So now the bullet hits Charlie with a lot less force and doesn't do the damage everybody expects it to do or go through. Right here with a different type of shooting apparatus that people aren't used to see, but it hits just like a regular gunshot with really no noise, and it hits around that, you know, over 1,000 feet per second, but not anywhere close to 2,000 from this distance, or that's what they dial it in for, or had the battery pack for, or whatever. But to me, there's those three spots. The trajectory line is crucial data, right? And you can see from like every manufacturer that there's just major fall off when you go from 100 yards to over 300 yards, right? Major fall off. Just not as much force at all. Some of them are worse than others. They just start to lose their heat really fast, you know, especially some of the higher grain bullets. Like they come out really hot, but then they lose their heat. So it's just, that's what people are used to seeing when they shoot those guns. It's just wham. And like I don't see this yet either. Like they're not, and I expect to see it during the trial. This is probably where the three missing fragments are. They're probably in a FBI lab somewhere with some techs doing all these crazy science tests on this stuff to figure out the composition because you could match it up with the unfired Bella Chow rounds, right? The rounds with the messaging on them. Like, there's still bullets in there. You could basically match them up with the same batch from the factory and just be like, yes, this is the same composition as the unfired bullets. It kind of proves a lot, you know? Like, ballistics are really slammed the door shut. They've got a lot of circumstantial evidence right now. It's kind of a laughing stock. And, like, you know, this whole thing is because of TikTok. It's just wicked stinky. We we deemed it a national security thing, and you know, basically all our agencies and like those type of military intelligence people and a lot of politicians that cozy up to like the military industrial complex, as Eisenhower would say, like these people are making huge bucks. You know, you saw the story about the CIA guy with the gold bars and the Rolex watches, like the contracts that these people do that are like no show. I mean, they don't even have to come up with a product. Like you saw some of the handbags and shit that these people have. It's pretty much a joke. They're just throwing money around to their buddies, and it's disgusting. Like I call them apparatchiks because it's commie shit, dude. Like 100%.
Amendment issue is a big decoy. I think it's a kind of a smoke screen. And we hear that a lot.
This guy was talking about it before it happened.
First Amendment, so on and so forth.
It's a smoke screen. Like
platforms and TikTok in particular.
We took over this. Like this was the U.S. government did this. Like
millions of Americans, and then they're using that data.
People are blaming Israel and like the Jews and stuff. Like we did this. America did this.
That is a national security threat. And it's not just that they
have... there might have been some other players on the stage that had interests because of this business deal, but those guys are just businessmen. They might have had... There might be some... There is some Jewish money in this. I don't know if they're from Israel. Most of them are probably from America. There's a ton of Jewish people here. Like, but there's a lot of people from other places too. Like, this is just... And like, we did this. Americans did this. Like these same apparatchiks, as I call them, are out here claiming to be MAGA and Christian and all this. They're starting this new crusade and all. These people are fucking dangerous. Like, this is all about money and control and controlling the narrative. Like, we took this because we didn't want them controlling the narrative, so our government's doing that too. And like, to do that, they got in bed with a bunch of businessmen with money, right? So like, they needed that backing, and like, here's little Sorky trying to defend China. He's such a globalist. Anyways, so like our apparatchiks wanted this thing so they could control narratives and control politic and things like that, but they needed big money to get behind them too. Not only just to fund it, because they could have probably got the money themselves, but to like dilute like attention from themselves and just like have like to like that's who they're gonna dump shit on or point fingers at if stuff ever goes tits up, right? So they need like a front partner to like be the front, and yeah, so it's like this is American people. This is people that are pretending to be like Christian values and conservative, and they have a huge like media blitz arm online. This is our own people. So I don't know. It's and even though there is a couple Jewish people involved, there's Arabs, there's people from other countries, there's definitely Chinese people. The big thing here is like these people are like globalists, and like they warm up to China. They want access to Chinese markets and all that money. It's big money over there. So people will do really screwed up shit in the West and introduce Chinese model things here to gain favor with Xi and gain access to those markets. And our government did that. And then a bunch of businessmen just kind of jumped in on that, right? So, like, it was just a huge opportunity. So, I mean, honestly, if I had billions of dollars and was connected and was evil, I would just be like, bet, like, that's a good deal. Like, you're making a smart investment, basically. And, like, there's some hedge funds involved in this thing, too, or like some investment firms because they want to get returns for their people. So, the main actors on the stage that are doing the various things are the U.S. government, and we need to remember that. So, you know, here's the big players are Oracle. Silver Lake's an American company too. I'm not entirely sure who owns that one. But then there's like this Abu Dhabi firm. So there's just, people are all over it. The Dells, they made that $6 billion investment for Trump, the Trump fund, right? Like it's just really stinky how people got involved in this and strong armed a couple of the people that laid the foundation for this thing to actually happen. I don't even see that they're involved in it anymore, right? So these are the people that are in on it. And don't remember, ByteDance has an equal share with the main investors, the consortium, right? So these guys all got 15, and then these guys share the rest, right? So this is terrible. Like these people now control everything you see here. Media companies like Ellison's really scary for one. Like he controls a lot of media stuff. The Murdochs are in on this deal. He like Larry Ellison got with this like Chinese honeypot lady like right before this deal happened. Like he's totally compromised. Like he don't care. He wants into China. He's totally like enthralled with the Chinese model. Like it keeps rich people at the top. So it's brutal over there. Like he loves it. And he wants that to come to the West. Cause then people at the top they can just keep the game going forever and take advantage of like more third world countries that need to like catch up with what the game is. You know what I mean? So you can take advantage of somebody for generations before they catch on. Anyways, I can't stand that guy. I think if you warm up to China just to make some money, like you're just like, what's wrong with you, man? Like, we need to free those people, not get in bed with them. And like, you can't be like, oh, we'll get in bed with them to start. Like, not like this. Are you kidding me? Like, this just no. Like, they're in the Strait of Hormuz now as spy ships. Like, we're about to go to World War III with these people. And like, this is the beginning of the corporate takeover of like the relationship that's going to happen. So like like this deal is now national security. So we have to protect this over like right like because our own government's in bed on this deal too. So it's a shit show. Like we can't necessarily like just go kick China's ass over some stuff now because we're so invested in them, and it's not just TikTok and other places too that are like tied into government, considered national security. A lot of those same people that I was talking about earlier, like the apparatchiks, they're doing, defense deals over in China too. So it's just who's paying. You know what I mean? They don't have loyalty to country. It's who's the highest bidder. It's terrible, and that's who did this. I think that's why Charlie got killed. I think that Charlie getting killed was uh like part of the deal. Like it was a conditional like precedence, right? Like it was a conditional precedence of a business sale, and then it got fulfilled. Like our own government, who was in this deal, delivered that condition, so the business deal could go through. It's just the timing's unbelievable. Like Charlie was over in Asia right before this event. Um, so he couldn't really see what was happening behind the scenes here. He was over there. He was just over there pissing on Xi. Like China did not like him. He talked a lot about him, and like Yuming Long got killed like the same day or the day after, and he was like waking up kids about communism over in China, just like Charlie was in Korea and Japan. So like Charlie was a threat to China, and he was a conditional precedence of the business deal to close to buy TikTok, and our government pulled it off with, the people at TPUSA, because lots of them seem like asset apparatchik type people too. The Mormon church is kind of sus with the Lego stuff. I mean, we all see, like, if they're doing that over Legos, imagine what they're doing over national security and $14 billion deals. Like, it's just, and like controlling the media narrative in your country for all your products and all this stuff. This is huge money. So, I talked about my other videos. She called Trump as soon as Charlie got shot, basically the Friday after, and was just like, yep, ready to make a deal now. Here's Trump extending the thing on the 25th, based on Xi's phone call. So the timing's right after. This is right after Charlie got shot. He extends it out again because he knows the deal's closing now, right? She called him last Friday. They've worked it. They've hashed the deals out. The two accountants did the diligence. We're good to go now. It's about to be signed. So the agreement that will save September 25th. Check the timelines. The phone call was on, I believe, the 19th. Or maybe it was the 15th. I can't. It might have been the 15th. I can't remember the date of that Friday, but it's a matter of national security. So yeah, September 16th. He issued the executive order to extend it even more. So, and like the one he did on June, that was about to end on September 17th. So the dates, they popped Charlie on like the 10th. So that was right before the deadline. Trump extended it as soon as that happened, right after the call. I think the call wasn't the 15th. So he signed it again so they could do the diligence. And then on the 25th, they pretty much were like, yep, done and done. And then we all know the rest of the story. So this is just, $14 billion price tag. Charlie Kirk off of TikTok so he could stop talking about how governments in China are just controlling people. And, he would be a wild card here too for a couple different interests, because these same interests that killed him are tied with other people, other agencies too. So it's like Charlie was just a threat to a lot of people, and I don't think anybody really wanted to like fulfill the conditional precedent because there was other big money behind Charlie. And I think that's why they tried to warn him. I think those people knew that money bigger than them was gunning for him, and there wasn't shit they could do about it. So they did what they could, but it was just decisions were made. And maybe that's why Candace, it was supposed to be her, because she was causing a lot of shit before for a lot of the same people and China. So it's like, right, because the Macrons, they're all fucking commies over in Europe. you know I'm sure China was backing up France, right? So I don't know, it's just wild. Like, I could talk for hours. this guy
It's unilateral surrender to Beijing. Michael
this
Sobolik
guy
is a
says
senior.
it pretty good
It's
too.
unilateral surrender to Beijing.
There you go. We just unilaterally fucking surrendered to Beijing. Like, that's where we're at, guys. It's such a shit show. Uh, you know, I mean, he pissed all over G. G was fucking mad. Yu Ming Long was very similar. They threw him off a roof the same day. You know, this speech is great. You should watch it. This is a speech from Korea. It's like an hour long. He basically just fucking trashes Xi Jinping and communism for an hour straight. So he pissed off the wrong people, you know. And yeah, I don't so this, like, when you, it's like, to blame a certain country or a certain people for Charlie Kirk's death is wicked premature, and I just think it's not accurate. Like, there was multiple different people. Greed is fucking, there is no borders for greed. Like, everybody wants to stick their hand in there and get it dirty to get some money. So it's just, our own people did this. So, like, American intel, military, apparatchik, like big money NGO contract, DOD type fucking communities and crowds. Like these are Americans. So like, you know, you have to say the Americans did this. Like you can't say that another group did it, right? And like I'm from here. The people in this isn't American people. This is a certain subset of people in America that are in power and in positions to gain money and pull levers to get money directed their way and things like that. But it's not Americans, so you can't go painting other countries with that brush too. Yes, there's a lot of scumbags from certain places that were in on this deal too, but they were putting money down. Like our government intel type people pulled off this like sheep dip fucking James Bond, the Jackal in a boat with a gyroscope, fucking gunshots, man. Like, or, you know, shit in a mic. Like, it's just wild, like, how next level this is. And, yeah, like, we're to blame for it. It's America, American interests and people and citizens and people that work in our government did this. There was other players that invested in it, but the key players are Americans, and they're the ones that got people out of their hands or let some assassin from somewhere come in and just set the stage for him or whatever, and then he bounced, like, or she or whatever. I don't know. It's just wild. Like, I don't know. That's my 2 cents. Trajectory is a huge thing. They could have hit him at the same. We're looking at muzzle velocity, right? So at that other distance, you're getting at the suspected muzzle velocity that I've thought it was from the beginning. And that would sully up the rifling so you wouldn't be able to match the rounds like what's happening now. I fully expect to see that spectrum analysis that'll match the metallurgy with the unfired rounds, but like trajectory matters hard. Like whatever uh you know kit was used out of these other positions, they hit them around between like 1100 and 1400-ish feet per second. And it was a 30-06 round because, you know, you can recover a patsy round. So it's just, yeah. And it's all about TikTok because TikTok is a national security matter now. And that's when spooky shit starts happening, when we got to do things in the name of national security. And now corporate businesses have basically taken over our national security departments and wing of the government to basically get in bed with their money interests, right? So like it's basically a coup d'etat, you know. And like I said, that this dude called the other part of it too. It's just a unilateral surrender to Beijing because all these big money people just want access to that market through their Western companies, so they can just blow up their profits. It's
It's
disgusting.
unilateral surrender to Beijing. Michael's
It's crazy. So I can't believe we're here, and that's pretty much all I got to say. So I hope everybody takes care. God bless, and just stop pointing the finger and blaming other people. Americans did this, and you have to look at yourself and admit it that other people got on board and maybe benefiting, but our people led the way, and this is their baby. And I hate to say it, the president was a big part of it too. And yeah, it's stinky as fuck. Tasmanian devil owl.